Welcome back to our CTV Morning Live special show, the Concussion special here from Ben Franklin Park Superdome. Joining us now, Pat Woodcock, the founder of the Elite Performance Academy. Prior to that, we had an NCAA football career, NFL, and All-Star CFL career. So we're coming to the pro for this one. And you train so many of these athletes in terms of from the youth right up to the athletes that are competing at the highest level. Once the athlete has been cleared, so they've gone through these concussions, they've gone through the symptoms, but they've been given the all clear from the doctors.
Yep.
You can resume back to playing.
Yes.
What happens then?
Well, I mean, from our perspective, what we're going to do is we're going to bring them into the gym, and it's the same situation with going onto the field. Everything's going to be kind of take it as you go, right? You're going to try things out, a little bit less volume, a little bit less intensity, see how your body reacts. You've been given the go-ahead, but if you haven't done any activity for a little while, the body can react in different ways, and specifically with the head injuries, we don't know how those things are going to react to different stimulus, so we want to just gauge everything based on the individual athlete. It's
different than knowing that you have to tape up a broken ankle and you've got to kind of secure an injured knee. You don't see what's happening in terms of the rehab of the brain.
Well, 100%. You don't know, you don't see it, and sometimes it can be hard for the athlete to really get across how they feel, how their body's reacting, and so you really just have to take things slowly and reevaluate on a day-by-day basis.
You like to look at the pre-care prior to, in terms of strengthening it so that if you are hit, your neck, your head is strong enough to take some of these hits.
Yeah, once you get back in and once you've been cleared, I mean, your training is going to resume pretty much as normal, again, just with those parameters that I just mentioned, but what we want to do is focus on taking care of those areas before an injury happens so that hopefully we can prevent it from happening.
Okay, so we've got Nick and James and Nick who are going to help us out here, and these are some exercises that you want to be able to do just help build some of those muscles.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, a big part of concussion and head injury is just the whip effect of the brain within the head. So if we can slow down the movement of the head by strengthening the neck and hopefully dissipate some of that contact a little bit, then hopefully it's going to give these guys an opportunity to stay a little bit healthier and withstand a few more of these hits.
Okay, so James, I'm going to kick you off for a second. We're going to get Pat to show us.
Okay, so this one's just a simple neck bridge. Okay, so we're just going to use the exercise ball. It starts off very, very slow, so I'm going to roll out. Okay, I'm going to strengthen my core up. Okay, lift up my hips so that I'm a straight line and all my back is activated. Okay, and I'm just going to gently roll out onto my head and press the neck down into the ball. Okay, and I'm just going to hold it for 2 or 3 seconds to get started. Okay, I'm going to come back. So notice that nothing changes with the posture of my chest or my back. As I roll forward, I just actively push down with my head into the ball and come back up.
Okay. You got that, James? Yeah. All right, let's try it.
Okay, so you're just going to lift your hips all the way up, walk your feet a little bit more forward. Good. And it comes down. You can see he's actively pressing in. The neck is straining just slightly, but it's keeping it in a very neutral position. The posture of the back and the shoulders is very, very good. Gradually, as he gets stronger, we can have him hold it for a little bit longer or add more and more repetitions. But it's not, it's not something that's going to be a super straining exercise.
Right. A great age to start doing exercises like this?
James is pretty strong, so we're able to do this one. This one we wouldn't necessarily start with our beginners. We'd actually just start with, go ahead, you can stop there, bud. Yeah. A lot of stuff we would start with just the weight of the head. So we'll get them on all fours, okay, and just basically just doing neck flexion, neck extension, just getting used to moving it in different ranges of motion and gradually getting it stronger and then adding some external resistance.
Have you tried stuff like that for your neck?
Not in particular, no.
No? Could you feel it?
Yeah, it's definitely straining on my neck.
So you could feel that it would be working there?
Yeah, it's definitely working.
Okay, let's try. What do we have Nick doing?
So for Nick, what we're going to do, okay, we're going to bring in the exercise band now. Okay, so we're going to loop it underneath the feet and bring it right up underneath the thighs. Okay, we're going to bring the band around the back of the head, so just on top of the ears. Then again, we're going to set the core and the pillar, as we like to call it. Okay, so sit up nice and tall, bring the head up straight, and then extend the hands out. And this is just, you're just going to hold this. This is just a static hold. Okay, so the key here again is the big tall posture of the shoulders and the back. Okay, putting the neck in the proper position and then pressing the head back and just allowing the band to provide some resistance without excessive flexion and those kind of things.
You ready for this, Nick?
Yep.
Okay. I would assume too, for different levels, you've got a different style of a band. You're going to go heavier, you're going to go lighter.
Absolutely. Different level of band and different time that we'll have them hold it.
Okay.
All right, so nice and tall, press your head back, perfect. Okay, so the neck is nice and neutral, right in the position that we want it to be in. Okay, the shoulders are nice and strong. Okay, and now, so we can start with a 20-second hold. If he's strong, we can go a little bit longer.
Well, you can see, there's a lot of.
So he's starting to waver just a little bit. So what we do is we'd end the set, go ahead and release. okay, and then potentially have them wait 10 seconds and then come back up and go again.
Old repetition for this.
Exactly.
All right, Nick, what did that feel like for you?
It was like tension on the back of my head and tension on the back of my neck, and like I started shaking because it was like really a lot of tension on my body.
Can you sense by doing this though that you would be getting stronger in areas that would hopefully help you in preventing kind of when you are hit that your body can take a little bit more force?
Yeah, it would really make my neck stronger.
All right, you got a couple more sets to do this when you're good to go. So these are two great exercises just to start. These are prior to just strengthening to help with the back of the neck.
Absolutely, and the great thing about these is that they're really self-regulating. So if you give, put something weighted harness on somebody's head, especially at a young age, and say do 12 reps, well, they might be done at 8, but they're going to strain and try to do those last 4 reps, okay, creating an issue, maybe more of a problem than you had to begin with. Whereas this one's self-regulating. As soon as you start to feel yourself shake or you start to feel you're weakening there, the set is over. Okay, you gradually add a couple more seconds the next week and you're good to go. If we look back to what Coach Ham did during the safe contact, right? His position was all big chest, okay, shoulders are back, and head was up nice and tall. That's the position that we're trying to get our guys to learn. So you need to be strong, number one, to get in that position. But if you go fourth quarter, right, you've done that 30, 40 times.
You're tired.
You start to get tired.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to build some endurance in those postural muscles and the neck muscles to keep the head up and the chest big.
Great information, Pat. Thanks so much. The Elite Performance Academy, and he's working with a ton of